Hello everybody, audiophile here and welcome back to another video of a classic Rockford Fosgate amplifier dyno video. This time I have the Power 550S, which is rated 137.5 watts into a 4 ohm load and 275 watts into a 2 ohm load. And this time I also include dynamic power mono 2 ohms and also mono 2 ohms with just one cycle. Why am I doing this? I found out that some manufacturers of very expensive professional audio amplifiers are rating their amps with just one cycle. Let's stop talking and get to the amp dyno.
The 550S is connected to the dummy load, and let's first check the idle current of the amp. It's a little more than 1 amp. The first test is mono 8 ohms, and this value divided by 2 is the output power, 4 ohms per channel, both channels driven. I start with 1 kHz continuous output power. Clipping, I go back. Stop signal input. I got 76.8 volts. I got an output power bridged mono of 368 watts. That's 184 watts per channel into a 4 ohm load, both channels driven. Let's check the efficiency. Here is the idle current, and now let's check out how many amps the amp is pulling. 39.9 amps. Mono 8 ohms, the amplifier has an efficiency of 67.3%. And now I'm testing for dynamic power. I use 20 cycles of a 1 kHz burst. And here we are. All cycles have the same level and they look pretty okay. Nothing to see here. Okay. Then we have a peak voltage of 79.2 volts, and that's an output power of 392 watts, bridge mono 8 ohms. That's 196 watts per channel into a 4 ohm load, both channels driven. If I take the dynamic power for the efficiency calculation, we have an efficiency of 71.7%. And the next test is mono 4 ohms. Continuous output power 1 kHz testing. Clipping, I go back. And we have 68.4 volts. We have 584 watts bridge mono into a 4 ohm load, or 292 watts into a 2 ohm load per channel, both channels driven, of continuous output power. I give full power mono 4 ohms. Oh, we have 70 amps. I have an efficiency of 60.8%. Dynamic power test. And here we have 20 cycles, all the same level. Look pretty clean. All the same height, and we got a maximum voltage of 72 volts. And this is an output power of 647 watts mono 4 ohms dynamic power. With a dynamic power measurement, I have an efficiency calculated of 67%. And now mono 2 ohms dynamic power test. You can see I have 56.8 volts. That's an output power of 795 watts, almost 400 watts per channel into a 1 ohm load, both channels driven. And you can see everything is alright. All cycles the same level. 56.8 volts, that's 795 watts, and that's exactly 397 watts per channel into a 1 ohm load, both channels driven. And now I'm going to make a peak power test, because most professional audio amplifier manufacturers are doing it the same way. They don't take 20 cycles, they take even 8 cycles or even 1 cycle. And here we have one cycle with a peak voltage of 70.4 volts. So with one cycle we have the absolute peak power of 1239 watts. That's around 619.5 watts per channel into a 1 ohm load. This is mono 2 ohms, and with more than 1200 watts, I think it's useless. You cannot drive your subs with it, but it's a kind of dynamic ability.
And if you like this video, why not leave a thumb or subscribe to my channel, and if you already did, don't forget to hit the bell button to get informed for another video I'm sending in the near future. See you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.